What is up, my friends? It is Sunday evening and you are very welcome along to our transfer news roundup. Want to start off by saying happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. I hope you've had a wonderful day so far. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we will be live, but it'll be a slight bit later than normal. We will be live tonight at 9 p.m. UK Irish time. So if you want to come and join us, 15 minutes later than normal. Today, we're going to talk about Andy Robertson and his future. We're going to discuss these links to Darwin Nunez and Napoli, but with a little bit of a twist because Osimhen, well, he's been strongly linked over the past 48 hours with the Reds. We're going to give you some other updates around transfer stories that we hope will keep you well informed and up to date with all things Liverpool Football Club related. Over the next 24 hours, we will see the transfer window reopen so we can start getting those deals for Florian Wirtz and Milos Kerkez completed. Tonight, we're going to be focusing on Ibrahima Konate, so don't forget to join us for that. But for now, let's get stuck into the news. Right, so Atletico Madrid, according to this piece here from Romano, hope to sign Andy Robertson for free or for a small fee. But Liverpool apparently value him at about 20 to 25 million pounds. Now, will a compromise be reached? I hope so. But I have a little bit more on Andy Robertson soon to let you know how this deal started and, well, let's say who's responsible for putting him out there. Let's move on now. We'll speak a little bit about Victor Osimhen because it started off yesterday. We've seen a couple of reports linking Liverpool with him, mostly coming from the Italy side, and we thought, you know what, don't really run with it yet because we're going to need a bit more credibility towards this one. So yesterday we heard Napoli believe Liverpool are the favourites to sign Victor Osimhen and are unwilling to sell to Juventus, who of course are interested in his signature. Now we know that Victor Osimhen turned down the advances of Saudi Arabia, was offered a very lucrative contract, but decided against it. But what also has happened over the past 24 hours is that Napoli have, well, moved a little bit clear perhaps in the race for Darwin Nunez. You can see where I'm going with this, right? So Napoli are eyeing Darwin Nunez, according to Corriere dello Sport, who's ready for a new chapter after a tough season on the bench. Giovanni Mana has been working on the deal as Nunez fits perfectly into Antonio Conte's plans at Napoli. Now, you can see where I'm going to go with this, right? And I don't know if Liverpool's interest in Victor Osimhen is the number one target. Haven't got a clue. But the interest seemingly is there, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. You can see how this could be a fairly easy deal to make, right? The valuations, well, they're not a million miles apart either. So let's see if we see anything on Victor Osimhen perhaps coming to the Reds with Darwin Nunez going in the opposite direction. More on that to come in a minute, though. Graham Bailey has reported that Ibrahima Konate is demanding big money from Liverpool in the contract talks. If a deal isn't agreed, he said, in the next month, there's a real prospect of the defender being sold. And this is why I've said all the way through so far in this window, centre-back is the area that concerns me the most because it has the potential to go sideways very quickly and we need a resolution as soon as possible. Moving on now to a bit of an excerpt about Florian Wirtz from Jonathan Norcroft, and this will give you a good insight into why Liverpool have gone as strong as we have to get a signature. Wirtz epitomises the young talent who is humble off the ball and arrogant on the ball, with his great numbers both when doing the pressing and when resisting being pressed. He led the 24-25 Bundesliga for goal-creating actions, through balls, successful take-ons and progressive carries. And beyond that, the stats are always the eye test. All I can say, when I attended Bayer Leverkusen versus Bayern Munich in February, he was, by a margin, the best player on the field. It seemed his feet and brain worked at a higher speed to anybody else on the pitch. A senior Premier League scout put aside envy to call the recruitment of Wirtz an excellent signing that positions Liverpool as the club to be. City are now finding themselves having to make a compromise in the transfer market, which is odd given their wealth and standing, but it's very much an accurate reflection of the transfer market in 2025. He added that every team is looking for unicorns and Liverpool are in the unique position of holding on to theirs with Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk, in contrast to City saying goodbye to the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, while saving their money for a splurge on the best available young candidate to become a future star. Because clubs don't just sell as much as they once did. They don't have the ability to get gettable difference makers because they're in very short supply, which Paris Saint-Germain understood when they signed Kavicha Kvaratskhelia, which persuaded Liverpool to go so big on Florian Wirtz. So you can see there, this was a massive battle for Liverpool to get Wirtz. We got the unicorn, Jonathan Norcroft there at the time, speaking about how blown away he was when he watched them play. So I think anybody who's trying to compare this to the signing of Cherky is just deluding themselves. We have got the unicorn, and we should be very happy with that. Now, Andy Robertson, I said more on him in a moment here, and this piece here, well, it'll make everything that little bit clearer for you. So Andy Robertson's agent reportedly offered his client services to Real Madrid before contacting several other European clubs. Who's his agent? You guessed it, Trent's brother and that agency. Defensa Central claims that the Spanish club were the first to receive a call about the Liverpool left-back. However, they are said to have responded, no thank you. The call is reputedly one of many they have fielded this summer. So, as you can see, not enough with Trent's brother getting a deal to take his brother away from the club. Also, just offering Andy Robertson round to everybody in Europe, by the words of that piece anyway. I won't be glad to not have to listen to anything Trent or his family related for a while. I'm not going to lie about that one. And Robbo, well, look, we spoke about him yesterday. For me, I wish him nothing but the best, but it doesn't surprise me that his agent was, let's say, the one knocking on doors trying to get a move. Now, Diaz has apparently put the brakes on contract renewal talks, according to a piece coming out of Spain from Mundo Deportivo. They say that he has his eyes set on Barcelona. Do we think Barcelona are going to have the money to sign him? Well, not if they're going after Nico Williams, no. So if he really has put contract talks with Liverpool on hold and is fully fixed on a move to Barcelona, I feel he may be disappointed here. But like I've always said, Liverpool are relaxed about this situation because we have a player who's not on a really high wage, somebody who we also have a backup to on the left side, and somebody who has 2 years to go on his contract. So Liverpool are relaxed about it, but let's see what happens with the Barcelona side of it. They have a habit of flirting with players and then leaving them high and dry, which will, of course, cause some unrest inside dressing rooms. Liverpool have held talk with Victor Osimhen before he rejected a move to Al Hilal, says TBR Football. This piece here from Republica said Darwin Nunez and Federico Chiesa are solid targets for Napoli this summer. Contacts between the clubs have already started, and AC Milan dream of a big number 9, and Darwin Nunez is said to be ready for the move, said Gazzetta dell'Italia. And finally, Napoli and Fenerbahce have made an official offer to Al Nassr's John Duran, according to reports coming out of Turkey. Now, why is this important to us? Well, we've spoken about the fact that it could be an avenue for Liverpool to explore if they can't get their first choice target over the line in the centre forward position this summer. A loan of a season for John Duran while Liverpool assess the market is something that we've been speaking a little bit about on the streams as, well, it is a viable option. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we're at for now. Tonight, we're going to have more information on the Konate situation and his, well, potential move to Real Madrid in the future, shall we say. So we hope to see you here. Again, a reminder, we're going to be a little bit later than normal tonight. We're going to be live from 9 o'clock. And if you would like the very latest transfer updates and a little bit of Craig Dad humour, well, you can sign up to the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp channel by scanning that QR code on the screen now, or by using the link in the description. Thank you guys as always. Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. And again, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. We'll see you tonight at 9 o'clock. Much love.